Hello, this is Farhan Shakil from the Republic 2.0, and today we are going to talk about the October-November paper of Cambridge ACE Level, Paper 5, 2024. The time frame for this paper is 1 hour 15 minutes, so we'll try to complete this paper within that time. First of all, you've got this question number one. At a college, the students choose exactly one of the tennis and hockey or netball to play. The table shows number of students in year one and year two at the college playing each of these sports. So you've got these year ones and year two. All of them are going to select each of this uh, sports. You've got tennis, you've got hockey, and you've got netball. In year one, 16 students select tennis, 22 selects hockey, and 12 selects netball and onwards. So then we've got one student is chosen at random from the 120 students. Events X and N are. X is the student is in year one, and N is the student plays the netball. So first of all, you need to calculate the probability of the event X given that N is happening. So iska formula probability of X given that N, the formula for this thingy has to be probability of X intersection N divided by the probability of N. That is a formula. Now we're just going to plug these values in. You've got 120 students in total. Now, how many students we've got कि जो netball भी खेलते हैं and they are in year one as well. So we have got those number of students as 12. So that is going to be 12 upon 120. Then what is the probability of the students playing the netballs? And that has to be 40 because 12 plus 28 is 40. 40 divided by 120, which comes out to be 12 upon 40. And you can simplify it to write it something like um, 266 upon 20, meaning thereby 3 upon 10. So that could be the final answer. Now, similarly, in the part B of this question, we are supposed to be calculating probability of n given that x is happening. So formula kya hoga? Probability of n given that x, it has to be probability of, again, n intersection x divided by the probability of x. Now you can see that the number of students who are opting for netball and they belong to year one are basically in total, we've got those 12 upon 120 because we've got 120 students in total divided by the probability of the students uh, in the year one. And how many students we've got in year one? You can calculate that. 16 plus 22 plus 12 has to be 50. So 50 upon 120. And you can simply just write it down like 12 upon 50, which is also equal to 6 upon 25. Now, in the C part of the same question, we need to evaluate that whether or not X and N are the independent events or not. So if they are independent, the probability of X intersection N must be equal to the probability of X times the probability of N. Now, if you're looking for the probability of X intersection N, yani the number of students who are in year one, and they are also going to play the netball, that is 12. So you'll be having something like, uh, this is going to be 12 upon 120. Now, what is the probability of X? If you remember, the probability of X, the students in year one, has to be 16 plus 22 plus 12, which is 50 already. So it is going to be 50 times 50 upon 120 times it by the probability of the student playing the netball. And how many students are playing the netball only? And you have got 12 plus 28, which has to be 40. So it would eventually become 40 divided by 120. So you can just simplify it down. 12 upon 20 would be looking like something 1 upon 10, which is 0.1. And this is going to be 0 cancels out by 0. This 0 cancels out by this 0, 4 times 1 and 4 times 3. And you'll just be having 5 upon 36. And you can see that they're not equal. 5 upon 36 would be something greater than 0.1. So X and N are not independent. They do depend upon each other, right? So that is what we're going to talk about. Now, in the D part of the same question, one of the students who plays the netball takes 8 shots at the goal. What does that mean? That you have got total number of shots and that is 8. On each shot, the probability that she will succeed is 0.15. So what does that mean? That Q has to be 0.85. Find the probability that she succeed on fewer than three of these shots. Fewer than three means that she might be succeeding at no shot, she might be succeeding at one shot, she might be succeeding at two shots. Fewer than three. So we just need to calculate the probability of less than three, and this has to be probability of x equals to 0, probability of x equals to 1, plus probability of x equals to 2. So we just need to use the combinations for that thing. We have got 8C3, so that would eventually become 8C0 times the P. You've got the probability of success, and that was something like 0.15 to the power of 0 times 0.85 to the power of 8 plus 8C1. It is going to be 0.15 to the power of 8 minus 1 is 7, and 0.85, sorry, this is going to be 0.85 to the power of 7 plus 8C2, and you'll be having 0.15 to the power of 2 and 0.85 to the power of 6. So by just adding them up, you can easily get yourself the probability of x less than 3 or fewer than 3, and it would be equal to 0.895. So that is how we're going to do this question. And now we've got the question number 2. Find the number of different arrangements of the 9 lattice. So first of all, just write down the total number of lattice. Total number of letters हैं आपके पास 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You've got 9. And the only word that is repeating is A. So A repeats how many times? A repeats 2 times. So total arrangements इसकी क्या बन जाएंगी? The total arrangements are going to be 9 factorial divided by 2 factorial. And you can eventually get their final answer. And their final answer has to be something like 181440. So that is how we're going to do this question. Okay? Now we have got the B part, which is very important. Find the number of different arrangements of 9 letters in the word algebraic in which there are no more than 2 letters between the two A's. No more than 2 letters between the two A's का मतलब है कि दो से ज़्यादा ना हो. It could be 0, it could be 1, or it could be 2. यानी अगर मैं उसके सैम्पल्स बनाऊं थोड़े से, सो आई वुड बी हैविंग कि फॉर एग्जांपल अगर ए के दरमियान कुछ भी नहीं है, आपके पास टोटल वर्ड्स हैं 9. अगर ए के दरमियान कोई भी वर्ड नहीं है, तो नाउ यू हैव गॉट 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 एंड 7, राइट. अगर ए के दरमियान कोई एक वर्ड आ जाए, फॉर एग्जांपल ए, और बाकी भी कितने वर्ड्स रह जाएंगे? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. नाउ इफ ए गॉट 2 वर्ड्स इन बिटवीन, तो आपके पास कितने वर्ड्स आ जाएंगे? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You've got these 9 words. आपने इन सब की अरेंजमेंट्स निकालनी, टोटल नंबर ऑफ अरेंजमेंट्स निकालनी. सो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल यू कैन सी दैट अगर ए और ए फिक्स कर दिया आपने, सो ए और ए वुड बी कंसिडर्ड एज अ फिक्स्ड पॉइंट. तो इस केस में आपकी अरेंजमेंट्स क्या होंगी? फॉर केस नंबर 1, फॉर केस नंबर 1 टोटल अरेंजमेंट्स हैज टू बी, देखिए ना, आपने सिर्फ इन 8 को अरेंज करना है, बाकी ए और ए तो फिक्स हो गए. तो सिर्फ आपने जब उन 8 को अरेंज करना है, तो व्हाट कुड बी योर अरेंजमेंट्स? इट कुड जस्ट सिंपली बी 8p8, राइट. जो भी इसका आंसर आएगा आप लिख लेंगे. एंड देन फॉर केस 2, अगर आप फॉर केस 2 की बात करते हैं, इफ यू आर टॉकिंग अबाउट केस 2, सो केस 2 में आप देखें कि यू हैव गॉट you have to select this one letter out of 7. अब यहाँ पे डो ए इसके अलावा एल भी आ सकता है, जी भी आ सकता है, इट कुड बी ई, इट कुड बी बी, इट कुड बी आर, इट कुड बी आई, इट कुड बी सी. व्हाट डज दैट मीन? दैट यू नीड टू सेलेक्ट वन लेटर आउट ऑफ 7 टू प्लेस ओवर हियर. सो इस केस के लिए टोटल अरेंजमेंट जब आपने निकालनी है, इफ यू वांट टू कैलकुलेट द टोटल अरेंजमेंट्स फॉर दिस केस, द टोटल अरेंजमेंट्स फॉर दिस केस हैज टू बी 7p1, राइट जी? 7p1. 1, ये आपकी इस केस की टोटल अरेंजमेंट्स है। एंड देन यू नीड टू मल्टीप्लाई इट बाय, क्योंकि वो 7 कहीं भी आप अरेंज कर सकते हैं, ए और ए की कोई भी पोजीशन हो सकती है, so it could be 7 फैक्टोरियल से आपने इसको मल्टीप्लाई करना है। नाउ इफ यू आर टॉकिंग अबाउट फॉर केस 2 और फॉर केस 3, फॉर केस 3 अगर आप देख लें तो दो लेटर्स आपको सेलेक्ट करने पड़ेंगे बिटवीन ए, so there could be any numbers between the remaining 7 letters. So what does that mean? कि total arrangements उनके लिए फिर क्या हो जाएगा? What would be happening for the other two total arrangements? You would be either having 7p2, right? और 7p2 के अलावा फिर आपके पास जो बाकी अरेंजमेंट बन जाएंगी इन दोनों की और इन सब की। So you've got 1 2 3 4 5 और ये दोनों क्योंकि आपने फिक्स कर दी, so that is going to be 6. So you just need to times it by 6 factorial, right? So total arrangements, total arrangements. So the total arrangements are going to be, if you just simply could add them up, 8p8 plus 7p1 times 7 factorial plus 7p2 times 6 factorial. So when you're just going to add them up, you would be having 105,840. So that is the total number of arrangements we should be talking about in this question. Now we've got this question number 3. A fair coin and an ordinary fair six-sided dice are thrown at the same time. So you've got a coin जिसकी possible outcomes head or tails है. An ordinary fair six-sided dice का मतलब है it could be 1 2 3 4 5 6 or anything. The random variable x is defined as follows. So you've got the random variable x, and that is, you can see that the random variable x has to be, uh, if the coin shows a tail, x is twice the number score on the dice. If the coin shows a head, x is the score on the dice if the score is even, and x is equal to 0 otherwise. यानी 0 कब होगा? जब आपके पास कोई ऑड नंबर आ जाएगा, 1 3 5। तो फॉर एग्जांपल आप सबसे पहले x की पॉसिबल वैल्यूज को लोकेट कर लें कि व्हाट वुड बी द पॉसिबल वैल्यूज ऑफ x। देखें फॉर एग्जांपल, इफ यू आर गेटिंग अ टेल, इफ यू आर गेटिंग अ टेल, यू नो व्हेन यू आर थ्रोइंग अ कॉइन, और इफ यू आर गेटिंग अ हेड, दोनों के लिए डिफरेंट है ना। Now, if you could read that, if you are getting a tail, x is the score on the dice. तो इस केस में जो possible score है वो क्या हो सकता है? You would be having either 1 2 3 4 5 6. तो जो possible scores हैं वो क्या हो सकते हैं? 2 times of the scores होना चाहिए ना। अगर 1 आ रहा है तो score would be 2. If you have got 2, score would be 4. If you have got 3, the score would be 6. If you have got 4, the score should be 8. If you have got 5, the score should be 10. If you have got 6, the score should be 12. There is no other possibility. Now, if you're getting a hit, for example, if you're getting a 1, if you're getting a 1, you should be writing it as 0, because even के लिए वही score होगा, 0 होगा otherwise. If you're getting a 2, your score has to be 2. If you're getting 3, score has to be 0. If you're getting 4, score has to be 4. If you're getting 5, the score has to be 0. If you're getting something like 6, the score has to be 6. The possible scores आप देख लें, we can have 2 4 6 8 10 12 और 0 2 0 4 0 6. So possible scores हैं आपके पास either 0 और 2 और 4 और 6 और 8 और 10 और 12. So these are the possible scores that we can have. There is no possibility of any other scores. तो इन सब की क्योंकि आपने probability distribution बनानी, इन सब की probability से कहने, how many times we are getting 0? You can see that 1 2 3. So it has to be 3 divided by total outcomes कितनी है? 1 2 3 4 5 6. 1 2 3 4 5 6. So 3 upon 12. If you're getting x is equals to 2, तो score क्या होगा? 2 upon 12. If you're getting x is equals to 4, तो score क्या होगा? 1/12, नहीं, 4 कितनी दफा? 2 दफा. So you'll be having 2/12. If you're getting 6, 6 is being repeated twice as well, so 2/12. It would be 1/12. It would be 1/12. It would be 1/12, right? So that is how we're going to draw this probability distribution for this table. Now we need to calculate the variance of x. And if you remember the formula to calculate the variance of x, the variance of x was summation x square p times x minus ex का square. right? Expectation का square. So first of all, I'm just going to calculate myself the x squares. अब मैं यहाँ पे x squares देख लेता हूँ क्या होंगे. For example, let me just write x squares over here. So x squares have to be, you can just simply get their squares. 0, 4, 16, 36, 64, 100, and over here I would be having 12 is something like 144. सबसे पहले मुझे क्या चाहिए, इन सब का summation चाहिए. So if I need a summation, I'm just gonna redraw the table. X squares मेरे पास हैं, I've got x and I've got probability of x as well. X was 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 and 12. Probability of x इनकी क्या थी? What was their probability? Their probability was 3 by 12, 2 by 12, 2 by 12, 2 by 12, 1 by 12, 1 by 12, and 1 by 12, right? So these are their probabilities. और फिर I got x square as well. तो जब मैं x square की बात करूँगा तो I've got x squares as 0, 4, 16, 36, 64, 100, and then 144. And after that thingy, I just need to calculate myself क्योंकि मुझे x square p of x चाहिए. So x square p of x has to be 0 times this thing. It has to be 0. 4 times 2 upon 12 has to be 8 upon 12. 16 times 2 has to be 32 upon 12. 36 times 2 has to be 72 upon 12. 64 times 1 has to be 64 upon 12. 100 times 1 has to be 100 upon 12. And 144 times 1 upon 12 has to be 144 upon 12. And now similarly, I'm going to calculate x p of x as well because that would give me the expectation. तो निकालते हैं इसकी expectation को भी. So expectation क्या होगी? You've got x p of x. So it would be 0 times 3 by 12, 0. 4 by 12. 4 times 2 is 8 by 12. And 6 times 2 is 12 by 12. 8 times 1 is 8 upon 12. 10 upon 12. And then 12 upon 12. So by just adding them up, you can get their final answers. आप इनके final answers निकाल सकते हैं, you know. और final answers इसमें put करने के बाद, when you'll be having your final answers. So final answers put करने के बाद, you will be having something like, इन सब का जो sum होगा, that has to be, when you calculate कर ली, you can also calculate that as well. It is going to be 35 and this is going to be 4.5. So just plug in their values and you would be having 35 minus 4.5 ka square, and 35 minus 4.5 ka square has to be 14.75. So that is how you're going to calculate the variance of the probability distribution variable x. Now we have got this question number 4. The height in meters of white pine trees are normally distributed with the mean. So you have got the mean that is 19.8. You have got the standard deviation that is 2.4. And then you have got, in a certain forest, there are 450 trees. And then you have got the n as well. The total number of trees are 450. And we need to, how many trees would you expect to have height less than 18.2? So first of all, we need to get height, probability of getting a tree of height less than 18.2. So probability of x less than 18.2 आपने निकालनी है. And that would eventually become that probability of, अगर आप इसके random variable के terms लिखते हैं, z less than x minus mu upon sigma. So just plug their values in. So probability of z less than, your x is 18.2, your mean is 19.8, and your sigma is 2.4. आप इसको solve करते हैं, you will be having probability of z, it is going to be less than negative 0.6667, which is also equivalent to 1 minus density function at 0.6667. You can just look at the table to get the density function, and at the end of the day, you would just be having 1 minus 0.7477, which is equal to 0.252. So, but we need to calculate the number of trees. So, आपने इसकी probability को number of trees अगर आपने निकालने हैं, So you just need to times the probability of 0.252 times it by 450, and you'll get the final answer. And that has to be something like 113. So that is how we're going to do this question. इसके बाद, if you look into the B part, the height in meters of the red pine trees are normally distributed with mean. So you've got the mean, that is 23.4. You've got the standard deviation, which is unknown. I'm going to keep it standard deviation. And it is known. आपको ये बात पता है that it is 26% of the red pines have heights greater than 25.5. So this is the equation. You can just simply write it down. Probability of x greater than 25.5 is equal to 0.26. Right? Ji? So by just solving these equations down, I can just simply write it z greater than x minus mu upon sigma formula tha. So 25.5 minus mu, which is 23.4 divided by the standard deviation, which is sigma, equals to 0.26, right? Equals to 0.26. And this is going to be 1 minus density function of 25.5 minus 23, because greater than n का आपको formula पता होना चाहिए, divided by sigma is equals to 0.26. Now you can just simply sort it down, and 1 minus 0.26 equals to sigma, and 25 minus 23.4 upon sigma. आप निकाल लें इसका आंसर जो भी आता है. तो sigma of 25 minus 23.5 divided by sigma, right? अब जो भी इसका आंसर आता है, you just need to look at the table. Sigma inverse जो भी, मतलब 1 minus 0.26 is something like 0.74. Sigma inverse देखें 0.74, and then just solve that linear equation. At the end of the day, you should be having standard deviation as 3.27. So that is how we're going to do this question. ठीक है जी. So we have done almost the first 4 questions of this paper, and that was part 1 of the video. So I'll get back to you guys with the rest of the questions of this paper. Thank you very much.